Hey, I'm Jim from the Woodworking Corner. My latest project is a budget-friendly and easy to put up and down backyard golf enclosure. There were some challenges along the way and even an epic fail where I had to start over again. I'm happy with the end result, especially if you're doing it for under $400. Let's check it out. Recently, my wife bought me this golf net for my birthday. After some use, I realized it was a great net for chipping and pitching. It does handle full swings with no problem as long as you're close to it. After a couple of days of hitting balls into the net, I realized I had no idea how well I was hitting the ball. This led me to thinking about getting a launch monitor. After some extensive research on golf launch monitors, I opted for the Garmin R10. It has all the data needed to let me know how I am hitting the ball. There's only one problem. Based on the instructions, it's recommended to have the ball placement and the net 8 feet apart. I felt confident hitting balls into the net at a range of about 4 feet. 8 feet away, well, it might as well have been 80 feet away. In fact, my confidence fell greatly after I shanked one over the fence. And if I did that, there was no way I was going to allow anyone else to hit balls this way.
I never slice.
Then it happened again. After being so careful, I shanked the second one over the fence. That's when I put the golf clubs away. And started researching golf enclosures on YouTube. I came across one enclosure that Mike Evans from Blue Root Properties came up with that was designed with his wife in mind.
Some of the conditions had to be was my wife didn't want us to get all the time. Yeah, that was about it.
I thought that could work here too. It seemed simple enough and cost effective, but could I make it either better or even more cost effective? One idea I had was to change it from a 6-inch pipe to a 24-inch PVC pipe. And for another adjustment idea, I added some turnbuckles. For one other idea, why use 7 poles when 4 could do? Oh, so I thought. With shopping list in hand, I too went to the big box store and got my supplies. A mistake I made was buying pipes for gas lines. I didn't realize in this video that he had gotten conduit pipes for electrical work. They are much cheaper than the ones made for gas. But that still wasn't the epic fail. So back at home, it was time to assemble the poles. With 4 poles done, it was time to set it up in the yard. At first I had some notion I was going to be able to pound the PVC pipes into the ground. That wasn't happening. Then I remembered I had this manual auger thingy tool, so I thought I'd give that a try. So after putting up 4 poles, it was time for the net. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed following this journey to build my backyard golf enclosure and found the tips helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for more projects like this. Thanks. And there was the epic fail. There was no way that the poles were going to hold the net upright, and it was obvious that 4 poles were not going to be enough. The other 3 poles were necessary to keep the net from sagging in the middle, and the poles will have to be cemented in. So back to the big box store to get the added supplies. Now, we could have just cemented the poles in the middle of the yard. That would look weird, and it would be a tripping hazard. So my thought was to put the enclosure up against the trees, and when I'm not using the net, the trampoline can be here too. I dug 7 holes and added mortar and put PVC pipes. And since I was using cement, I cut the 24-inch pipes down to 12 inches. After a couple of days of allowing the cement to cure, it was time to test the net again. After some adjustments, it was time to test it out. I'm very happy with the turnout of this project, and I do feel a hell of a lot safer with friends hitting balls on this. All right, let's break down some costs. So we used 7 poles, not 4. The electrical ones were $11 each, for a total of $33 there. The 4 gas lines, they were actually $25 a piece, so they were $100. So the total cost of the poles were $133. We got 7 clothesline hooks for $2.40 each, so they were about less than $17. Spring hooks, $2.70 each for $18. The 14 washers, I already had them, so they were free. 4 turnbuckles, I already had them, so they were free. The 10 by 10 by 10 net, I got that on Amazon. If I can find the link again, I'll put it down in the description. The net was actually like new, so it was kind of used, brand new. I think it was like $180, I think, but I got it for $152. And then I just picked up the artificial grass rug, just to have, because it's like a dirt area because of the trampoline killed all the grass, and that was about $25. Oh, and the only other thing I added to the bottom of the list was some bungee cords just to hold the net back towards the poles. So the total cost $345.70. So I don't think that's too bad compared to some of the other enclosures I've seen online. If you got any thoughts or questions or concerns, drop them down in the comment section. I will get back to you. All right, well, that's a wrap.